in the groups. I may not comment so much, but I think I'm very happy that at least most of the shareholders, they're beginning to love their baby called Weownomy, and they're beginning to really realize how this is going to be something that will not only change their lives, but it's something that we're building it together with them as they come to learn about it, as they come to appreciate that it will change their personal income lives, and more importantly, it will change the global kind of like personal income lives of everyone who will get involved in it. So as much as we're going to talk about the Weownomy auction platform, which is going live this week, I'll also be happy to talk about the potential launch of Weownomy Chat. We have behind the scene with our international team. They're very passionate and share with you their revised arrangement of how they want to first launch the Weownomy Chat, which is the version of WhatsApp. And also much powerful this week, we are launching Weownomy Ad Revenue. That is one of the game changers, which will now establish a new kind of revenue worth 7.8 billion rand. And so as much as you've been talking about the share income, now there's going to be Weownomy Ad Revenue that will also come in. Now, today we want to emphasize the business model of Weownomy as it's set up, a little bit different from Facebook. Facebook is using what they call a freemium model, whereby you guys can just open a page for free, and you're able to interact with your loved ones and put your content there, and that's it. Weownomy model is different. We follow a subscription model, which is linked up with the share income model. I think most of our shareholders who have paid a little bit keen attention when you're reading our website, you may have come to understand about that. If you have not, I would like to emphasize that, and I'll explain that a little bit more today. Also, we are going to talk about one of the important radio stations in South Africa that is going to pilot the new chapter of Weownomy advertising. It's a digital advertising revenue. What that means, for the first time, you can be paid to listen to a radio station. Nothing like that has happened in Africa, whereby you listen to a radio station and you're paid. So that partnership is coming because of Weownomy. And the reason for that is we would like to show potential businesses that as we build up to the launch of Weownomy in May 2022, and also the launch of our Weownomy app in November, it will be very important to pick out some pilots. We've been doing some pilots. We have pilots in Class C, where you've been seeing some shareholders, a select of shareholders have been paid 11,597. And also you've been able to see select shareholders who have been paid 60,884 rand. You've been able to see, shareholders being paid $2,000 for networking activities, those ones who have done audios. Those pilots are very important. It kind of like shows you the buildup of what will be the nature of the platform and how the platform really values not only a passive investor, but also a creative, disruptive investor. And also we are looking at creators, we're looking at influencers, we are looking at the whole spectrum of different individuals who are going to make Weownomy great. And so those pilots are just important to really show the people the truth that this is your platform and this is what is going to happen. So starting by Friday, we will now be able to use the auction platform, which will now be able to go live with Class B shareholders on the 25th, and also on the 6th 8th July, we'll also be able to go live with Class C shareholders. And again, just to emphasize the whole importance that we are also going live with our first listing of our mother company, AEX South Africa company, the public company, which is very critical in many ways, and you'll be able to learn that as we go ahead. So that is the main part of the whole arrangement that we'd like to discuss, what you're seeing on the screen. And I'm very excited to really take you through. Now, today is very important. I explain to every shareholder who's listening very keenly. When anyone asks you, especially when you guys are reaching out to your loved ones, if we're going to have a project or rather a platform, a new social media platform, we would like to emphasize to you that any kind of money that you guys are putting in the company is first received as a subscription. It's received as a subscription because the company is going to use a subscription-based model. It's a subscription self-financing. What does that mean? You pay once and the company gives away shares to you after you have paid the subscription. So if you pay a subscription of 1,000 Rand, the company gives away 10,000 shares so that you can have a self-financing approach by earning a fixed 160 shares that are sold on the auction platform on your behalf, so that you can be able to get 11,597. Why are we doing that? It's because we wanted to have an appropriate, practical approach on how we can be able to respond to the same freemium model. Freemium means it's a free thing, what Facebook is offering, but you are not actually earning on any monthly level like what Weownomy wants to do. So Weownomy is saying, rather than charging you repeatedly, we're going to charge you once. We want to allow that subscription amount that you have given us, which is 1,000 Rand, and that 1,000 Rand, we're going to give away shares. Listen to that very carefully. We're going to give away shares to you so that you become an owner. But whatever you paid comes in as a subscription, and then we turn it into a share income by the company giving you a certain amount of shares based on the subscription that you have paid for. So that should be clear. And then every month you are able to get that share income, which the company auctions on your behalf, because we want you to own the income platform. Now, the situation has been investigated by many of these social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest. They've always tried to think of, rather than them concentrating on advertising alone, they have always kind of like toyed around the idea of using subscription, but they have not come out with a clear solution. So for us, Weownomy has come out with a smart solution to say, don't charge people repeatedly, but give them the freedom. If they wanna buy more, that's fine. But if they just come with what they have, like 1,000 Rand, then that's okay. Then they can use that 1,000 Rand to be able to earn on a monthly level, because that subscription can now be turned into the company giving you shares, and that those shares you will be able to definitely be in a position to earn every month. So that's what we call a self-financing system. It means we are able to sustain you with a little amount, and you can be able to benefit from the platform. Before we launch our messaging app called Weownomy Chat, and before we launch the Weownomy Web, which is just like Facebook. After talking about that, there has been a little bit of concern in the group when we talked about the auction platform and that we're going to be able to have the auction platform go live. But the company is saying, since you are paying a subscription, we are not going to change the subscription that we have tagged in order to offer you shares, in order to give away shares, because the company can decide and say, okay, even though you've paid a subscription, you still need to pay per month. But we're saying, no, you pay a subscription once, which is 1,000, and every year, even though you have to pay 1,000, but from the shares that we give away from you, after you pay a subscription, you will be able to self-sustainably be able to pay the subscriptions every year, because the share value will keep on increasing from whatever shares we give away. That is very critical, and that is should not create a confusion, because one, the only way Weownomy can expand in all of these countries in Africa and globally is through using a subscription model, because with a subscription model, we don't have problems with regulators saying we are directly selling shares. No, we are taking subscription as a new alternative platform and giving away shares. That is very critical and very clear, so that in any country, you should know that the platform, the newest income platform that is going to allow you to earn income for using it, allows you to pay subscription, and in return gives away shares that you become a co-owner of that platform. So that's how the whole approach of Weownomy is, and that's how you earn the share income. Now, there can be an issue of when we auction the giveaway shares that we've given you, depending on the subscription that you've taken. And what happens here is it allows us to maintain the 1,000 rand. Also have the 10,000. You also have the premium one. If you read very well, I would urge you, everyone, every day, just go on the website of Weownomy and you read, and you'll see that. So it allows us to maintain. So that means there will be no day the company will come and tell you the subscription of 1,000 rand is now going to increase. No. Secondly, because the company has in return given away shares to allow you to become a co-owner, the company has also the responsibility to make sure that if it gives out shares to you and any other person that pays a subscription of the same amount that you paid and you are giving away shares for, we have a way we can allow a certain shareholder or every of the different shareholders, depending on every bracket of subscription that they have taken. We have basic, we have advanced, we have the premium one, which is on the website. Then we are able to see how the giveaway shares perform on the platform, and then we can be able to credit any user who continues to buy on a subscription level, because every user comes in with a subscription. It's very clear. And then the company gives away shares to say, now, why are we doing that? Because we want you to have a self-financing. Self-financing means you can not only be able to earn an income, because this is an income platform, an income social media platform, and that's why it pays you for using it. And the best way for us to demonstrate that we can pay you for using the platform is by allowing to give away shares to you after you pay a one-time subscription. That is the best deal Weownomy has for you, your loved ones, and everyone else who will come after you. Now, secondly, which is a game changer, is the advertising dollars. Now, listen very carefully. This is gonna change your lives. This is gonna change every community in Africa, every community globally. This has been happening, but Weownomy is just simply bringing it on the light. This has what has made Facebook, Instagram, Google, and all the social media platforms that are out there, Snapchat and the rest, what you guys have been taking for entertainment, for joy, you're taking the selfies and all that kind of stuff you guys do. These guys are making money, and you're just kind of like getting interested with the pictures and stuff like that, but money is involved. Now, this time round, we want to put you, the user, first. Weownomy is putting the users first by sharing 100% streams of revenue from the subscription share income model. I know my shareholders are very sharp, and take that note. We are going to expand across the world using a subscription share income model. What does that mean? It means you pay a subscription, the company gives away shares to you, okay? And advertisement model that I'm going to explain shortly. Now, the kind of advertisement, currently what Facebook had before was an open directory of profiles. Before they were able to start to be able to use the advertisement as revenue, okay? And so the issue here is Facebook has been successful and has made over $82 billion from advertisement model, which you see as the newsfeed. And that's where the newsfeed, you guys are always there, okay? Today, we had a meeting with some of, two top celebrities in the country, the two Basotho, and I clearly told them, you missed out a lot of money. With all that you have done, you will be able to catch up with Weownomy in a very short period of time. And everyone who's listening here, the whole time you spent on Facebook and all these other media, social media platforms. And not only that, even every business section community that has existed. And the reason why COVID came in and most businesses can now not survive if they continue to think the same way is because of what Weownomy is going to reveal. There is not going to be any business that is going to be a standalone by saying, I'm going to open a business and consumers will just come and buy things and go. This time around, if you cannot pay a consumer for buying something from your shop, let me give you an example. How many times have you bought airtime. How many times have those networks paid you for purchasing airtime? We will be able to explain more about that. It's not only about Facebook alone, but the revolution is going across all the business section communities. You have to put the users, you have to put the customers first. Let them see value by them seeing what they have in return for purchasing whatever items they purchase from you. And if you do that, you make more money and the consumers are happy. So, as we're going to talk about this, I would like to explain more about the chart, the Weownomy chart that is going to launch in November. I will try to take you through some of the latest developments that we have there. I'll be able to show that. And then we are launching the first app that will pay you for using it. That means from now up to November, when we are first launching Weownomy Chat, in December, we are having what they call a beta test for the major platform, which is just like Facebook, before it launches in May 2022. And our starting target is 500 million users. And we believe having our own version of WhatsApp will be able to build us through that. And so I just wanted today's presentation to sink in very clearly. As Weownomy goes viral, and I thank you guys for making Weownomy go viral, tell everyone out there it's a subscription model, and the way it makes money, it's through the subscription model and advertising dollars. And I'm going to explain about the advertising dollars, because it's important when you're explaining to people, and a lot of our shareholders may not clearly be able to explain to others. But I think these kind of Zooms are very important, because we reach out to you to clarify, so that if any regulator listens to this, you should understand that there's a freemium model that Facebook follows, and our new social network platform is going to use a subscription model, whereby the company allows to give away shares after you have paid the subscription amount, depending on which packages. And that's why we have a partnership with a company called Recali. I can be able to show you a little bit. Let me just pull that company so that I can show you what it is. Okay. Just a moment. I'm just pulling this to better explain to you. So a minute as we pull this company. Okay, so I found the company. Okay. So I want to educate you. So this is a subscription platform powering possibilities. These are the ones who are powering Weownomy. If you go on our platform and you try to click any of the packages, I will try and show you. what I mean. Okay. Thanks for your patience as I just get this thing out because it's very important. Yeah. So it is the platform. It's a global platform. It powers quite a number of organizations you can see here. So these major companies are also using Recali for their subscription model activities. Twitch is one of the social media platforms, if you guys know it. So we have all these other platforms. So in the US, it's legal, it's legit. Like you guys want to ask, is this thing legit? Weownomy is not a child's play. It's something very powerful, and I will be able to explain and show you step by step. So that's how we are approaching our whole program with Weownomy to actually make sure that our users appreciate what we are doing. And then to follow that, it's very important that our users appreciate that this is a very well thought out project. We are not just trying something that is not really tested out. We are doing something professionally, knowing that we're going to reach out to 195 countries. And so it's a methodical, strategic, very creative, very disruptive. And all the major partners that we work with appreciate exactly what Weownomy is going to be. So it's critical that all our shareholders understand that we are building something beyond you guys, and you're going to learn step by step to really understand what this is all about. So these guys, they actually have, they're tested out. They collect over $7 billion worth of subscription revenue, which was processed 2020. And so part of what Weownomy is going to benefit from what they're collecting in terms of subscriptions globally, we have to work with the best. And that's how really we're excited to share this with you guys and make sure that as you grow and interact with Weownomy, just know that your CEO is thinking verify. He imagines more than you can think possible. And I allow you to grow with your baby steps, and I move with speed, quickly, with many unique ideas. Sometimes I may not interact with you here and there because I am at a level of doing the best that we can do with you and taking the pass to Facebook and all these giant social medias and coming and lifting up your hands slowly by slowly, with your slowly and slowly as you keep on understanding it. And I believe you guys are coming up very fast to really understand the whole concept as fast as possible. So that is the quickest idea, that you should always understand that Weownomy is a subscription, self-financing or share income model. You first pay subscription and the company gives our shares based on the package of the subscription you have. And that does not mean that we're directly, even though you have a share certificate, we not directly tell you to come and buy shares, but we're telling you that we first get through you through our business model, which accepts subscription, and then we give our share income arrangement that we have linked up with our subscription. So I thought that is very important to pass across for you to understand. I think that is very critical and very important to let you understand that, and I appreciate if you get to understand it. So as we go ahead with a very interesting presentation, I would like to take you again to the revised new look of what will come out in November, which is the Weownomy chart, the minimum value product design, what exactly this team was thinking. I told them our team would like to leave WhatsApp and would like to go through to our own platform. And they agreed, and they said, but again, remember, we need to do a good job. We don't just want to have an app which will not be able to have the best of the features that can really excite quite a number of users. But again, at the same time, our competitors need to know that we are producing the best. So we're not just going to produce things and then tomorrow, because you have one-time impression, and that impression, whatever we're able to, to provide out to the market, and also to be able to really show to our competitors globally that Weownomy is not only a concept, but again, we have practical kind of products and services that we think we can be able to offer quite a lot of people, and we'll really need to make it a very professional product. So I would like to just take you to the revised product of what our international team is offering. You can be able to understand what it is as I share this. Okay. So this is what they updated. We normally have meetings with them every Wednesday. And I think I'm going to have another one tomorrow with them. And they're very excited, just like you guys, the way you're excited. And so you can see they're saying the mobile apps like WhatsApp, we have 58 features. The whole app will be complete by February, but the minimum, kind of like a beta test, will be available in November. And so out of the 58 features, the company has a whole cost, which will cost us. Actually, the whole cost of the app is $1.9 million. But these guys, because they love Weownomy, they said, hey, look here, we can try and come up something for the company. We can, because the way they develop the app in different stages. So they can tell you, would you like relaxed speed or would you like to move with speed? So we actually want to move with speed. So that means with the move with speed, they put in a lot of manpower to really make sure that they can work on this program, on this app quickly. But they're so much passionate about Weownomy. And they said, no, look here, we're going to charge you a little bit lesser than what we could have charged you to pay $1.9 million. And then the other amount can come out from when you launch, because many users will come and quite a lot of revenue will be available. And so for now, they allow us to make sure that we can. So what they've done, they've looked at all the setup of WhatsApp, and we're going to have quite similar, but much more improved. So MVP is like, that's what we're going to have initially. You'll be able to have users who have an account creation. So we can create an account with an email address, password. The issue of using the phone came up because most of the people who have WhatsApp are using phones, but they said it's important because some of important people who would want to use the app, not everyone would like to give out his phone details and stuff like that. So they thought it will be good in the first stage to allow people to use the emails to see how it works out, and then any comments that comes out of there, they can also be able to interact. But they said they'll be able to have both the phones and the emails, so you can interchange. But first, mainly you open up with your email address. Then when you're in the app, you can decide if you want to provide your phone details and stuff like that. So that was also very important. Account transfer account ownership, and all files and data contained within an account. Yes, that one, if you don't see the word MVP in, they say that one will come to the next stage. Add friends, add friends, it's very important. So that one, they said in the first stage, it will be important to have it clearly, so that you can add friends in your network. And what this means, for the first time when we're using Weownomy Chat, you'll be paid for having your followers. That one will also explain with our advertising revenue, whatever that we can explain clearly. Admin console, that project's primary control panel to customize almost anything. API integration, that one will include not only our advertising revenue, kind of like Exchange Network, which is going live before even the app goes. This one will be used, so the advertising Exchange Network will be used both on WhatsApp and also on our Weownomy web, and I will show you how powerful it is. And we're starting with around 7.8 billion rand, and you'll be able to know that that's the integration for advertising. The app. So these are the section where you don't see MVP. They said those ones, they will be able to put it later on, but audio call, users can call and speak to each other while remaining inside the product. They just need a data connection rather than paying their phone company or using the call allowance. So that one, they said they can. So of all the 58 features, so they take some features which will be used for the beta test. It's like a pilot, the way we're also doing the pilots, whereby we pay some select shareholders. Some of the shareholders are complaining and they're saying this, why are they not choosing me? No, it doesn't mean that we're not choosing you. You're not very important. You're important, but like all these features, they're very important, having the audio library. But for the pilot test, you choose the main one before you get the whole comprehensive features included. So that's also how it works with anyone. A broadcast message, as they said, for now they'll leave it out. Camera access will be there. Is it Kalias display? That one, they'll leave it out. Character count, it will be there. The chat feature will be there. Users can live chat on one-on-one basis. They can write text, share images, send and receive push notification, and then chat backup, that one, and contact us, not now. Customizable user profiles, that one they agreed it will be there. Data encryption will be there because it's very important to really protect data storage, display and theme. That one will go on the next stage before the completion in February. Email login will be there. Enable users to log in with an email address and password. Export chat and favorites, that one they will leave it out for now, and you'll come in the full app. Followers, that one will be there. So enable users to see other users' basic details and decide whether to follow the activity. Friend list, that one, because now the followers thing will be there. So they said the friend list, they will wait it for some time. Group chat will be there. Users can live chat. I think this one is very critical to really make sure that we can have quite a lot of activities there. Help center, invite friends for now. They will leave it. Link share. Users can share photos, videos, documents. That one will stay. Live chat summary. They will have it in November. So the blue icons will be available in November. Location, mixed panel integration, M-Pesa integration. So M-Pesa, because we discussed with them, it's this mobile money the Econet Vodacom thing it's critical for now to make sure that we can have as many users who don't have bank accounts and stuff, so they can use the funds to integrate with the platform. So for that, for now, they said they'll leave it for now. And then notification, that one, another notification, that one will come through. Payments. Okay, so the payments, this is because we're going to use a system whereby the users will be paid for using the app. So we'll have a small digital wallet on your own Weownomy chat whereby you can be paid for every activity that happens in. So they're saying in the pilot, they will relax it for some time. Phone login, which is also going to be needed. They said they will relax it. Phone verification, but photo library will come in. Privacy settings, that one they'll relax for now. Push notifications, QR codes, Recali integration, and then reviews, search, self-destruct messages, settings, those ones will be there. Splash, store credits, issue credits with customers can store and use as part of their balance. You control the possible actions such as add to a gift, withdraw a cash. So this one, the stock credits, we will use it initially when we are paying the users who will be on the platform to really make sure that they enjoy the journey. Two-factor authentication, which AEX is using, will be there. Upload media will be there. User status, that one will be relaxed. Video call will be there. Video library will be relaxed. Videos will be there. Voice memos will be relaxed. And that is it. So that means out of the complete 58 features, 27 features will go live in November. We will have the platform design on Android, and then the project level is speed, and then the full build will be complete in February. So that's interesting and very, very, very important. So that after that, we would like to take you we're continuing with our presentation, which is critical I'm very happy that we're doing well. So now it's very important. Many people want to know, Weownomy is a company based in Lesotho? Is it a company based in America? How do you have a company in America and you in Lesotho or you in Africa? Hey, my brothers and sisters, this is a global village, and we can be able to do quite a lot. So I thought it important to show you some documentation that clearly proves to you that Weownomy is a legal entity in the United States, how it was established, and why it's a global company, which we have just explained to you. And so that's very important. So I would like to, without wasting time, to take you to some of this important information. I'm just trying to open some of the legal documents for your understanding. Just a moment. I wanted to start with the very important documents here. So just looking the first, one of the very critical documents that needs your attention is how the company was incorporated. Just a minute.
Repeater?
Yeah, I was just looking for the document that I'm there. Okay, so this is one of the initial action of the board of directors, so that you just know the undersigned constitutes all of the members of the board of directors of Weownomy Platform Corporation, a Delaware corporation, pursuant to Section 141 in brackets F of the Delaware General Corporation Law, adopt the following resolution by anonymous written consent. So appointment of the directors, it was resolved that the authorized number of directors shall initially be set at 3, and the action by the written consent of the sole incorporator attached as exhibit, appointing the company initial directors. And it was resolved that the certificate of incorporation filed with the Delaware State. So the company was set up in April. In March this year, this came up after I was actually very much interested with the whole concept of an income platform. I've been studying very, very carefully the Facebook case. Let me just, even before I go further, I'll just read this one and then I can take you to where the whole journey of Weownomy, how Weownomy started. Because if you know where Weownomy started, the passion of what Weownomy is and where it is today, then you will appreciate the whole process. So on March, we had this very passionate idea. I remember we started with the logo of the company. And that logo that you guys see in the official communications that we have out there was only kind of like something that I showed to some of the shareholders, and they're very enthusiastic, just like every one of you is enthusiastic. So by then it was just a logo. And when I started Facebook and the Federal Trade Commission situation, I was very convinced and very aware that something powerful is gonna rock the world. And as the project started to grow, we thought at first we wanted to register the company in South Africa. But I was like, no, you can't register such a huge, powerful idea, probably in South Africa or even in Lesotho. But we thought, if you really want to take on these giant social medias, so to speak, why don't you try and go where they are in the United States and set up the company there? And we got a very good company incorporator. They listened to idea and they said, wow, you guys need to move in fast. Someone else can come up. It happened with Twitter. At one time, Twitter, when they were setting up the company, someone had already had that name, so they had to buy that name so expensively before they could really own it again. So it was very tough. But for us, we're so lucky. We had the idea. We went speed, registered the name, registered the company, and we hit the road running. So the elections of the officers, I am the chief executive officer, okay? I am at the same time the president. I am at the same time the chief financial officer, and we do have the secretary, Jim Huse, and as well also my wife is also a director. And what was resolved, we have bylaws are like the memorandum and articles of incorporation. And the secretary of the company, she's best, he is best in United States. He's around 73 years old. He's a very good friend of mine and a very good friend of our family. he has been following very passionately our ideas. So we needed someone from the United States whom we could really have there. So he's someone whom we have worked with in quite a number of companies, and he has been very much interested in us. So the employee tax identification number is just like the VAT number, something like what you know here in our countries. And so we have all these different documents that I'm happy to share with the shareholders, because it's also very important when you're a shareholder to have all the different documentations of the company. And it's a long document for you to go through so that you don't just think that Weownomy is a fly-by-night. It's a properly set up company. So the company, I am the majority shareholder with $400 million, which is $20,000 worth. And then AEX has $300 million. My wife has 94 million shares. AEX has 300 million. So actually, most of the shares that you guys are getting from Weownomy, you're actually getting it from the portion that the mother company has. Now, Jim Hussey has 6 million shares, which is around $300. But those figures are now changing because the value of the company is just increasing very fast. Now, why does the CEO has over 400 million? That one is just to protect the company, so that no one can just come and sell at the company. I rather will be able to give most of the shares, but initially to protect the company. I know AEX shares, and together with the ones that I have, are just there to protect the company. So that we don't have many of these giant guys who can come and take. So I am just holding the stake on behalf of this global idea, not for any other reason, because I know if today they come to the shareholders and they say that we're giving you each one $5 billion, I know most of you run away with that money. So to protect the company and to protect the vision and make sure that this vision can be implemented very successfully to over 195 countries, I'm able to really make sure that I can protect it and I can allow as many people to get these shares. And until that moment, I see that every shareholder is comfortable with the idea. I have no problem even taking 5 or 6% of the company, just to make sure that at that moment, if it comes, my happiest moment is to see you guys happy. It's not to see myself to become a billionaire. Okay, yes, I can. Definitely the billions are good. Having $2 or $3 billion, that is fine. But again, to make sure that the idea, the enthusiasm of what we're building does not just collapse because the company is just sold out. So I want to assure you, no one is going to take away the idea of Weownomy. That one, nothing will happen. We want to make sure that it continues to consistently help everyone. It will not stop in South Africa. It will not stop in Botswana. It has to go across the world. And that's very important that we make sure that we can consistently build that. So I will provide you with this quite a number of documents. So we have this particular incorporation document, and then there's so many. I can share quite a number. There's let me see. Okay, so we have quite a number of them. So this particular one, so this is in the United States, the share certificate of this other gentleman. They look different. Okay. So there are quite a number of documentations, incorporation documentations, which I will be able to share with our shareholders so that they can have a look and have them for your keeps. So it's important. When you come back here, we have the bylaws, which is kind of like the whole where the company runs. I've been hearing most of the shareholders. The model of how a US company runs is totally different from the traditional companies. And as I told you, there's much more freedom with US run companies. They're spontaneous, and they're just there to really make sure that that's why they are big all over the world. They're not run like any other companies. So don't be surprised when you see me pull all these different kind of interesting actions. It's because we are dealing with a creative, disruptive company, and it's very important. So AEX has 300 million shares. And so those are the shares we're giving out to as many people as possible. And we have a lot. The whole company currently has over 800 million shares. We can increase them to 2 billion to 3 billion just in a matter of days if you want. And I think it's rightly possible that we can increase it up to even 3 billion. I've shown you the board of directors, and yes, I do own those 400 million shares on behalf of the vision of the company, not necessarily because I want to have any cling on the company, but just to really make sure that if the heat comes to the moment and I am the one who can stand in and protect the company, I believe you all guys, you can trust me, because even the idea, the vision, and kind of like bring out the whole idea comes through. But sometimes when the idea starts to grow fast and becomes very successful, you need someone who can stand in the middle so that you do not only benefit, but also the people who will come after you. So that's very important. And I thought, as we make the presentation, it's very important for people to understand Weownomy Platform Corporation and how it came out. Is it legal? How it's set up? And very, very clearly. Now, on this very important slide, I would also like to take you to another important, to share with you something very critically important for your benefit. So I just wanted to be able to go through and show you the whole journey as it started, and how I got interested to really get this idea going. So I think I talked about it with some of our shareholders, but just to remind you. So this is the website of the Federal Trade Commission. They normally deal with protecting American consumers. So they are the ones who have currently court case with Facebook for illegal monopolization. So they believe Facebook will never allow any competitor to come. Facebook acquired WhatsApp. For you who may not know, they acquired Instagram. And they've also been on a run on any other potential idea that comes up. So what they do, they can see the developers, like the developers who are developing our apps, they can just come and say, hey, look here, we're gonna pay you so much, stop working with these people. And so this case has been going on for some time. And if there is a video, which I'll play, I hope you listen it, and then I can then be able to allow you to understand what I'm talking about.
Today, the Federal Trade Commission authorized a complaint alleging that Facebook has engaged in an anti-competitive course of conduct to illegally maintain its monopoly position in personal social networking. The Commission's complaint alleges that Facebook undertook a years-long effort to maintain its monopoly through anti-competitive acquisitions and actions that target potential and nascent rivals. Today's enforcement action aims to restore competition to this important industry and provide a foundation for future competitors to grow and to innovate without the threat of being crushed by Facebook. The Commission's requested relief includes unwinding Facebook's prior acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp and barring Facebook from engaging in additional anti-competitive practices that have helped it dominate the personal social networking market. We bring these claims in coordination with attorneys general from across the country, and we greatly appreciate the cooperative efforts of all of the enforcers involved in this investigation. I want to thank the staff of the Commission for their exceptionally hard work to bring this complaint forward, especially those in the recently formed Technology Enforcement Division. What the Commission staff has accomplished in the last 18 months is remarkable. We look forward to prosecuting and winning this case in court, not in the press, and we will therefore not be commenting further at this time. The American public deserves a competitive, vibrant personal social networking market, and we are taking this action to restore the competitive vigor necessary to foster innovation and consumer choice.
Yes, there's that statement that he talks, which is very interesting. So if I can just make sure that I share that for you guys who have not. So he's saying one thing that really made me understand. So they're saying we bring these claims in coordination with attorney generals from across the country, and we greatly appreciate the cooperative efforts of all the enforcers involved in this investigation. I want to thank the staff of the Commission for the exceptionally hard work to bring this complaint forward, especially those in the recently formed Technology Enforcement Division. And so what I like is what he says, the American public deserves a competitive and vibrant personal social networking market. That is Weownomy. And we're taking this action to restore the competitive vigor necessary to foster innovation and consumer choice. That's how Weownomy decided to incorporate the company in the United States. So we have a great advantage to actually make sure that we have the backing in one way or another, because if Facebook has to fight us, we have a very wonderful kind of like we understand the whole foundation based on the challenges that are out there to prove to the world that our business is vibrant, business model is vibrant, and it can actually make a big impact. So now with that and with the company, how the company is formed, our the business model that is around it, and now moving forward to explain the Weownomy subscription share income auction platform, the business. So this is very powerful. Again, I want to remind you that the share income model works with all the subscription that comes through. Most of the shares that have been issued to you have been issued as a result of the 1,000 rand that comes in as a subscription, but automatically this company gives away quite a number of shares at 10 cents, at the value of 10 cents, which is 10,000 shares, and we allow you to auction a fixed amount of 160 shares. If you have 2,000 kind of like an amount of that, the company can allow you to auction 260. If it goes to 3,000, the company does allow you to auction 360. So in that order, and that means because of the subscription arranged model that allows us to give away shares, there will be no time that the company will not allow people to continue to subscribe with 1,000 rand. So the subscription allows us to easily operate globally because we can operate in any country, provided we are able to explain to them a business model which does not have any fault with their regulatory kind of like laws, because it's just a simple, different way of how Facebook does it. And it allows us to provide an opportunity for everyone in Africa and around the world. And just as the Federal Trade Commission speech that you have had from the officer there, the only way we can build a vibrant social media company is to really have a very creative approach. And we think that a subscription share income approach is going to be wonderful. So the auction platform, we will be able to have it by tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we can be able to show people live how the auction platform is going to operate. What is going to happen, everyone who is going to be paid will have to clear all those shares live on the auction with your name. And then there will be a list of those names live on the auction platform that clears that so-and-so has cleared 840 shares, then you get your 840. I mean, you get 60,884. So the names will be confirmed, and then live, you will be able to see how the orders are actually executed on the platform. So we will have a Zoom that before the live auction on Friday, there will be a Zoom on Thursday to just show all our shareholders so that they can know what they can do on Friday. And so we will be able to have different orders that are cleared, and then other orders are put in there, until all the Class B shareholders have all their shares completed. Yes. Then, yes, there's that issue. Many people are saying, yes, the shares are now going to increase from 10 cents to 72.48. That's what we're going to have as our buy, as our sell order. Now, what that means, definitely you get excited when you get when you're given a share. I want to put that, when you're given a share after your subscription, and you're going to sell that share, the share price to on the auction at 72.48, and you're able to get 11,000. Why do we do that? So that you can have a sustainable income, and you can also be able to, establish a proper kind of an income platform. So what this truly means is that I want you to listen. If you do authorize your first 840 shares, I'm talking now mostly to the Class B, it means automatically your shares are now sold at 72, and that's the amount that you've received. What does that mean? It means that going forward, those shares, after you sell them, for you, the person who has auctioned your first portion of shares, your value is, you've sold them at 72.48. That means automatically those shares have changed for you, who has just received the payment. For those ones who have not yet sold, and your Class B, and those shares are also affected, it means that technically you are also going to sell them at the same amount. And carefully, it's very important to understand that we have just established a new share value, which is 72.48. Now, if you want, in any reason, to buy more shares, because now after we've given you away shares, you may likely want to come back and say, no, I would like to, to buy more shares and stuff like that. It means the company can possibly credit you because now the share value has increased 4,900%. So you cannot go back and buy it at 10 cents, okay? Because you are actually given, you are just given, after the subscription, you are just given at 10 cents. So now as it goes up, so that means if you want to engage in maybe getting more shares after the first giveaway at 10 cents, then the company has two options: to ask you to buy it at that market price that was auctioned, or the company can allow to credit you a certain portion, which is, for example, 30,000 shares. And because every different month of the auction, there could be a slight increase from maybe 72 to 82 to 83 to 90, 100, 140, depending on the increasing interest of people. Now, because we are intending to make sure that we credit you, we allow you not to miss out, because we don't want you to feel restricted, and especially the new people who want to come on board. Because the subscription still stands at 1,000 Rand, other subscription still stands at 10,000, and the premium one. So because of the subscription business model, it's easier for the company to continue to allow you to pay the subscription, and you can then get a giveaway. So it's easy for us to get a giveaway for the new people, but for you already who has got a giveaway of the shares, and now you're starting to benefit from the shares, and you'd like to buy more shares, we're avoiding the situation of how the Bitcoin was growing very fast, and now it's damn expensive for many people to afford it. The company is saying, however much these shares could possibly increase from 10 cents to $5 to probably $50, let's say by the end of this year, we will still allow you to come in with your subscription, and the person who already has a subscription and has the shares and he wants to have a little bit more or whatever he would like from the company has that mandate or the obligation to make sure that we can provide you those shares, but on a credit arrangement that allows you a certain time, 2 years, to either sell those shares to the market, or when you sell those shares, you can be able to get a better revenue to pay us from the initial amount that we credited you. So if we credited you at 72, and then those shares hit maybe 200 Rand, you're still gonna make a good profit. And so we just want that 72 that we credited you back to the company, and you can go with the rest of the value, and we give you more time. So you can say, no, instead of waiting for 2 years, maybe I can get this money within three months or 4 months, or maybe I can pay in installments or whatever arrangement, but at least you take a much bigger value out of it, and you continue having a little more shares that you wanted. And I think that is going to be a good deal. Secondly, at this point, again, I would like to also inform you that Weownomy is also going to introduce the gold coin. So we have our mother company, AEX, which also has the gold coin. and that's what is going to be listed on the exchange. So Weownomy is also going to do that at a certain point, so that we can have a portion of shares linked to gold, and that could also strengthen and establish a very wonderful value for Weonion. So we call it Weonion. We own gold. So that's that's very clear. So we are allowing to maintain a subscription so that people can still continue to pay their subscription, starting with a minimum of 1,000 rand, going to 10,000, going to the premium ones, as you can check out on our website. But still, when they're giving away shares after they get the subscription, they can still be able to continue after the auction. And if they want more, they can come back to the company, because now at that time, the giveaway shares are owned by you, but you want more shares. So the company can allow to credit you on a good arrangement that we can show you that when we credit you, you're actually not going to make a loss. You're going to make more money, and it will be easier for you to pay us. So when you credit you, it will not look like a burden. So we're just crediting you to allow you not to miss out. Otherwise, it will be expensive for you. Like, let me say, for example, if the Bitcoin now is, let's say, X amount, let's say $20,000, and you cannot, you cannot buy more because you simply don't have that amount. But for us, we are able to allow you, even as the company progresses very fast. And the reason we are doing that crediting system is to allow everyone in 195 countries who should be part of this income platform. Because if we are not able to have a very creative approach to allow every user to become a co-owner, then we will not have a better approach to deal with Facebook and the rest. And I think that is very important to bring out to your attention, that the reason we are doing that is to allow as many users globally to become co-owners. And so the co-ownership cannot just remain at the 10 cents. It will keep on changing depending on the values of different kind of subscription. So I am also in talks with, first of all, after the listing, after the first auction of both Class C and Class B, the next auction after also the listing of AEX, which is going to happen in July. Currently, I'll talk about that shortly. We will also be auctioning and linking everything with the stock exchange in Seychelles. So the Seychelles Stock Exchange does take many companies. It takes different companies from every jurisdiction in the world, including United States. Now, the share income model of Weownomy after the subscription is in allows anyone who does not have any talent, is just a user, he just have his subscription amount of 1,000 rand, and the company has given him away shares, and he wants to earn 11,597 per month. Another one is the creators and influencers. So creators these are people who have ideas. These are musicians, these are comedians, different artists who are out there, influencers, celebrities and stuff like that. And the difference with those ones is that they are going to work together with the users, and they will be able to share the same content in terms of revenue. And we are introducing the launch of our own, Weownomy WhatsApp chat, which is just like WhatsApp. So you'll be paid to have followers. We're talking about it's something very interesting, because if we have to build something that will have more than 500 million users, it's very important we have Weownomy chat launched fast, so that we can be able to have a greater impact globally to make sure that we can reach 195 countries. And we just had a chat of recent with one of our shareholders who connected us to a radio station, and I had an opportunity to talk to the managing director of that radio station. And I gave him a long and very exciting approach of what it means to really have our concept centralized under a project like a radio station. He took me around and explained to me the reach of the radio station, which is 193 countries, and explained to me in detail what that radio station can do. And I quickly came in with a creative talk, and I said, hey, look here, how come this radio station, we are able to launch our partnership with an advertising revenue program that allows every listener to be paid to listen at the radio station? Wow, he was like, wow, this is new. He's never heard about it. And I said, that's what Weownomy is all about. And we agreed to really come up with a good model. And we're going to pilot that radio station as the first radio station in Africa, whereby people will be paid to listen to the radio station, all the users. And it will also allow us to create a better impact. Now, I'm talking of the second income. After the share income, we're now talking of the advertisement revenue income, which also is going to be added to all the shareholders, all the users in Weownomy. So that's very important. So as we look out for target companies or brands out there to be able to pilot our Weownomy advertisement exchange, we're starting with this particular radio station, and we will be able to showcase our kind of like view of how Weownomy will actually operate, whereby users can comment, share, users can also be paid for using the platform. How about to start to get a smaller idea by starting with individual businesses which have quite a number of users, and let us just test out and pilot it out, and let's see how users will be happy. And what this means, we are now going into a huge kind of like very interesting arrangement that I'm going to share to you. Weownomy will launch an advertising ecosystem in partnership with Mzansi Joburg City FM. Now, people are going to be very excited because what we have been talking for the first time, it's not only Facebook, but it's also many businesses. And so in particular, the communication industry, the entertainment industry, the broadcasting industry is about to change because of what Weownomy is going to really introduce with the launch of our own advertising revenue exchange. Now, today I had an opportunity to talk to one of the celebrities in the country, in Lesotho, and I hope to be talking to many celebrities in South Africa and many other countries. And not only celebrities, anyone who's creative. And I really appreciate people who are writing to me. There are people who have sent me audios, there are people who have sent me leaflets. Those are the guys we really need to sit down and really work out a very creative arrangement. Now, back to this particular important idea, there is one a very powerful comedian. So we have two creators. We have a top radio presenter, television, I think, and radio presenter, Noma Swati. That's the lady who recently came out with one of our first video production, talking about Weownomy and the whole idea. And also we have another comedian, I can't pronounce the name, but at least you guys can read it. He's very interesting, but I think he allowed me to be able to go through his page, so I can try and locate his page just for purposes of demonstration and be able to see. So yes, we'll be very interested to see his page. So he's a very creative guy. I think most persons don't know him. This is the gentleman. We had a very wonderful chat today, and what I discovered, he has more than 500,000 users, or let's say fans, on his page. And when I asked him, how much money do you think you've been paid for having those users? And he said, not really so much. And so I quickly took him through our model of exactly how our platform can be able to really put something very powerful. And I said, how much do you think, if every post you put there, at least a minimum, if you can make $10,000, what do you think will happen? He said, that will be great. And I said, out of the $10,000, you take 40%, you give it back to all the people who are clicking and watching your stuff, your content to be specific, and you take 60%. He was so excited. He could really see what it's all about. And this is what happens I can take you now from his page. I would like to just take you and show you how this thing is done. Now, for example, he has, so this is how the campaign works. Let's say, for example, we have 10,000. This is $10,000. Okay, so that is the total cost of campaign. Let's say for both the comedian and also our TV presenter, Nomaswati. And once we say probably for 1,000 impressions, we get you $50. And then once we hit calculate, that means if your creative work can hit 200,000 impressions, 200,000 impressions, you get $10,000. Okay. And the partnership that we want to get started with Mzansi Johannesburg City FM looks at around 7.8 billion rand. Why? We just have a lot of listeners who are on the radio stations. We have got a number of listeners who are on the television stations. And all these listeners have never been paid. They're actually paying DSTV, but they don't get anything back. Just see how that means, how that works. So now this time round, if a listener is aware that every time I watch this specific comedian, the one that I've just shown you, and I am able to be paid, even, let's say, roughly $15, which is, let's say, $200, and the comedian is able to take home, let's say, $6,000 for every of his act. That is huge. Your fans are paid to watch you, and at the same time, you earn money. And this particular advertising exchange has helped one of the most top celebrities globally. So, for example, if most of you know Cristiano Ronaldo, is one of the most top athletes, Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, just to show you what this means. So you guys, what we're telling you is actually happening. So let me just show you what this is. Okay, so they are saying he has earned Cristiano Ronaldo banked $41.7 million from Instagram. You get me? All right. So 41.7 million, pounds from Instagram over the past year. Okay. So it's possible, but most of our creators, most of our influencers, most of users, you and I, may not know it. So this is very important that we let you understand and get to know how it is. So Weownomy is introducing that, and it will be a target of 7.8 billion rand. How that happens, it's going to be a very unique approach. This specific radio station told us they have a reach of over 193 countries. So out of 193 countries, you have 26 million people. And if those 26 million people, out of just one payment, the payment that people pay DSTV, they just pay it once. And already we have a value of 7.8 billion rand, which is part of what can be used to power all the different radio programs, television programs. What we're going to be able to partner with this specific radio station to be able now to use our two Basotho celebrities who will be able to work around any content around Weownomy, and also other potential creators, shareholders in Weownomy. We will now have a specific radio station license, can go around. And so once we take them to pilot Weownomy Advertisement Revenue Exchange, then all the Weownomy users could be asked, on this day, one of our celebrities will be talking, one of our creators will be talking who have any audio content, all those people who have been posting audio content in the group. Now, the kind of agreement we're going to sign with Mzansi Joburg City FM is to give them, because they say they have very good, equipment to really produce or whatever content that is required. So you guys will be, present your content there. And this will be a journey to a huge benefit in terms of a game changer. So what happens is your information, we will first focus exclusively on Weownomy platform globally, and we will pay you using the Advertisement Revenue Exchange. By the way, it's launching by next week. Our team is going to set up everything, and they will be able to train a certain number of our team to really work on it very professionally. And then we will partner with a big consultancy firm that is now distributing all of our press releases in Africa and globally. We'll also partner with the radio station that I've just talked about in South Africa. And then we will get our two celebrities, and so that every time they appear there, the minimum amount they can make is $10,000. That's what is going to happen. If that happens, two things are going to happen. First of all other broadcasting companies in South Africa will run to Weownomy, because they will say, wow, we just heard these people are doing well. This particular radio station is doing well. So that we changed the advertising arrangement of what they do. So, and then the users will be saying, oh, look here, I have, they will be registered. The users will be registered, to participate into the pilot program. And so when those users are also interested and they see that, wow, I'm being paid for just listening to radio station, what we're doing is we're building the idea around Weownomy so that people can know. So when Weownomy launches in November with our Weownomy chat, that radio station will have its presence with its followers in Weownomy chat. And the same thing happens in December when we're going for the beta test. That radio station will also go together with the followers to test out the whole concept, the whole revenue sharing model. And the same thing when we go for the full build out in May, people will have known. So if we can do a pilot of one project, and that project, the radio station works well, whereby the users are saying, yes, I have earned for listening to a special content. So the special content is mainly Weownomy content, which you will be paid. You'll be paid to listen to Weownomy content. So we are starting to practice it. So if a radio station is successful, what about taking it to SABC? SABC, I understand currently, they have been looking into, I don't know whether they have implemented it, for people to pay licenses so that they can continue to have those services for the television station. How about users who are watching SABC be paid for watching SABC? For them to better understand it, they will have to see that partnership of ours with the radio station. And then other businesses, when they come and they will also want to, to be part of the new advertisement revenue exchange built up around Weownomy, they will be excited because they will say, I also want my customers to partner with Weownomy so that they are paid. How about MTN, whereby we tell them, hey, look here, this is now new. How many times do users who have been purchasing your airtime, now this time you can pay them using Weownomy advertisement revenue exchange, pay them for buying airtime. So we have a separate deal with MTN for such an arrangement. They will have more increased value by users buying more airtime because they're paid back for buying airtime. So that's, yeah. And then we go to other different business section communities. What are we doing? We are building the whole arrangement of increasing marketing much more intelligently, the concept of a social platform that pays you for using it by testing out the ideas with different business entities in different section areas. And that's very, 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 very important for people to know. So the way the advertisement revenue exchange works is that we have the supply side. So the supply side means we have the creators, we have the influencers who provide the content that people like. And they are the ones who take 60% and the users walk away with 40%. So that means if a musician this time performs and he has any kind of partnership with Weownomy advertisement revenue exchange, whatever he earns, even his fans will be able to earn something out of it. So you don't just walk in, pay for someone, listen to his music, and you don't earn anything. So that sustainability will help so that as the musician grows, the fans also will be obligated to support him because they're also earning out of that relationship. So that's very important so that businesses think much more differently out of the box. Don't just have a business that only focuses on providing a customer product, but also focus on how the revenue that is generated from whatever you are interacting with your customer, there's a portion that you share with that customer. So that's the whole concept of how this whole idea is going to work. So the publishers sign up with the supply side platform. So our platform has both the buy side and the supply side, and then the exchange kind of like matches all those different. So it works like an exchange. It works like kind of like how a stock exchange works, but this one now is more of an advertising ecosystem that allows easier way to make sure that the user, the creator, and also the businesses, the brands are able to go, to grow sustainably, because the more you grow, it's because the users have a greater value they see in you that you share back in the community. And I think you've seen that with Weownomy. So people are very interested that the way Weownomy is working, it values the user so much. And that's the same thing we would like to make sure that we can also demonstrate with other different potential companies that we're going to work out in particular. So that is very important to understand that. Now, This is very important. We are listing, and so the whole process of listing provides our mother company, AEX, an opportunity for all the long journey that we have gone through. Currently, many people have been, we know we have a maximum of 800 shareholders, but I have checked out with the little table who has the right figures. They said the current number that has been communicated in the group that it's above 800 is not true, because there's some, I think it captured some Class C shareholders, and they said they'll have to figure out how to really come up, but there's still more than 100 places remaining to really make sure that we have a closeout up to 800. So the journey of AEX has been very strategic, wonderful, and we have come a long way up to where we are. And now we are having the Class B, especially Class B shareholders, are all part of the mother company. And so those ones who even are coming through right now, they're also part of that mother company. So we have, for AEX, that one is different because we have a prospectus. So it's not a subscription kind of model. It is directly, we took our prospectus, which took quite some time, more than 5 months, and it got approved in April. And we were able to reach out to SEDEC Exchange. We successfully paid $21,000 that is required for the listing. And so the listing is different. It's not raising capital. The listing is mainly all the Class B shareholders are simply selling their custodial certificates, and those custodial certificates, which represent the gold coin, at each at 26,000 rand. So what happens is that when you buy the mother company shares, you get 100,000 shares at 10 cents, and then 24,000 of those shares are converted into custodial certificates. And I think I showed you the other time, but I'll not tire showing you what this is all about. We have two custodial certificates as we speak. We have the Kruger Ranch, so the Kruger Ranch custodial certificate. It has been there for quite some time. It is, it is approximately, it's 2.6 million rand, one of it. So ours has an ISIN number, which allows it to just be quoted like this one, especially after the listing. You'll be able to Google AEX custodial certificate, and actually, once you're able to Google AEX custodial certificate, you can, I think, certificate, you'll be able to see it come through very, very, very soon. It will be very easy to locate it, especially once it is on the stock exchange. So ours is 26,000, and the way we had the approval from the CIPC, the incorporation company, but it also deals with the prospectus approval and stuff. There are two different kind of listings. There's a listing whereby you raise capital, but this is a listing. Here the company is listing as a vendor, selling the custodial certificates on behalf of all the shareholders currently who are in Class B, and from their own portion of 26,000 custodial certificates, every of the Class B has 406 custodial certificates, and so 406 custodial certificate is approximately something like 10M, which comes to roughly 800,000 per month that they will be able to earn. So the process happens in a way that they have requested me to provide all the documentation, which we have. We have already provided the documentation. So the listing committee in Seychelles goes through that information for 2 weeks. And so they've given us, so the reason we're talking of a deadline on the 25th was to allow some of the shareholders in Class B who have not completed with all the incorporation, with all the details, and others who still have to come through, to make sure that they provide all the information. And on Monday, the other Monday, I'll be able now to officially hand over the list of all the shareholders who will have all the custodial certificates listed. And then the stock exchange has responded to me to say there will be a Zoom whereby the custodial certificates of AEX will go live, and they will also celebrate AEX as the first company to have this major listing of over 19 billion rand of worth of capital in terms of the custodial certificates that are going out. Now, this is big, and it will happen in July. It's a process that requires that the listing committee works with the Seychelles regulators, who simply now are just going to go through what the South African regulators accepted and went through that. And then they will align that, because what they do, since they allow different jurisdictional countries to list in Seychelles, but they do take your local, whatever regulatory consideration when they're listing. So since we did take a lot of time to really make sure that we complete that, so then they take that, and so it will be quick within the 2 weeks. Then they will announce a date before the end of this month to follow for the listing in July. And then once that is completed, then those custodial certificates will be out officially, and Weownomy will be one of the lead investors to participate there very uniquely, because Weownomy is interested in also having the gold coin as a social currency. So we are going to swap most of the AEX gold coins that are out there to become Weownomy gold coins, so that it will be easier to be able to build. And Weownomy really needs a lot of gold coins, because those gold coins will be used across the world. So we will start with the portion that is out there that will be listed. We'll also have other players who will also be on the exchange. We have a very special relationship with SADC Exchange. It's not just like any other stock exchange. Actually, SADC Exchange will acquire some kind of shareholding in AEX. Why? Because they are also helping AEX to set up a stock exchange, a hybrid stock exchange in South Africa. The same partnership will lead us to also establish a certain exchange in Lesotho. We had already signed with them in a particular memorandums to that effect. They're interested to set up more than 12 stock exchanges in Africa. And so we have a very special, so they have also given us an opportunity to say, if you guys are interested, you can also acquire 20% shareholding in SADC Exchange. So it's a special stock exchange dear to us, and it's more than what we really believe will help us. And at the same time, we will also have Weownomy going there. Weownomy is also considering to not go quickly on a stock exchange, but there are two different ways of going on an exchange. You can go privately and just enhance the value of your shares there, or you can go publicly. So since most of our shares are issued in form of a subscription model, by giving away to quite a number of shareholders, and all of you included, we would like to really maintain it that way until we have quite a number of people globally before we can really rush to the public market. And so that's very important to explain to you. And most of our AEX shareholders were thinking that we are not talking about AEX, we're talking about Weownomy. They are all very unique companies, and we think that they are timely, very important, and they've just come at the right time to really make a very important impact. Now, we have 800 shareholders, will be the only maximum number that is required, because that's what we assured the regulators, that AEX will hit 800. But what is going to happen, the new chapter will be, Weownomy will also now be able, after it has swapped quite a number, it will have a unique relationship with AEX to continue to swap shares, to swap their gold coins. And that's very special to continue to work on. But again, also after the 800 number, we have hit 800 number, the same opportunity that AEX was providing will now come back to Weownomy to provide the gold coins to as many people as possible without any limit. So the limit initially with AEX to 800, it was not that we mainly thought that we will even have Weownomy. Weownomy just came as a blessing, but a very wonderful blessing to continue. So we think we will have also, as we continue to work with AEX Gold Coin, we will still also make sure that we can expand the better part of it with Class B of Weownomy to make sure that we can increase. So at certain right time, Weownomy will also be announcing a certain portion of the gold coin for all of the Weownomy shareholders of Class C, Class B. But now we want to first make sure that the listing of AEX Gold Coin goes through, and then we will also embark on how to structure the Weownomy Gold Coin arrangement. But the Weownomy Gold Coin arrangement will also directly start right away by working with the AEX Gold Coin, where we can swap the AEX Gold Coin for Weownomy social currency. Yeah, so the listing is going to be in July. The reason being that the exchange does not take 2 days or 3 days. It takes 2 weeks to make sure that they finalize internally as a listing committee. And then also they also consult the regulators in Seychelles. But the good thing, because the regulator in South Africa has done quite a lot and he has accepted us to move forward, so the regulator in Seychelles will easily just go through the approvals that were provided in South Africa to just finalize that, and then we will have the listing date confirmed for July. And then once that goes through, then all the certificates will be available for execution, just the same way we're going to do with the auctioning of Class B and Class C shares, like the way they will be provided starting by Friday. And the ones of Class C, they'll be provided starting with 8th July. So once they're on the auction platform, they call out all the different orders, and that's how you earn the money. And so that's very important to understand. So as I've just told you, Weownomy will be one of the lead investors for the gold coin to produce the Weonions social currency. So FNB South Africa is a commercial bank for AEX, and we're going to use them also for listing in Seychelles. So that's very important to deal with all the institutional investors that come through for that listing. So with that said, it's always very important. I'm always very happy when I would like to go through the business model, which is very quick. The business model of Weownomy will connect people with companies like never before using the Weownomy advertisement revenue exchange. So with every connection, there's that reward that gets back to the user monetarily, and also to the companies as a brand, to the creators. And then every time you watch videos, every time you have a post that you put there, you earn money for the time you spend on Weownomy. And it's the fast global social network that pays you to use it. If you can just get one thing out of it, that it's the fast global social network that pays you to use it. And we're going to be able to pilot very easy, approachable understanding of the concept by, for example, the radio station that we're talking about. How about paying the users to listen at the radio station for the content of Weownomy? And if that goes through, then we are now preparing people to be ready for the launch. So the whole content from now on up to the launch in November of the first app, which is the version of WhatsApp, the whole content will be surrounding that. So anyone who comes up with all that content, you will be partnering with Weownomy Advertisement Revenue Exchange, and you could be paid for every time you engage and your content is put on that radio station. That's going to be something very powerful. And so we are going to sign a good agreement with them to make sure that we get started. And once that pilot gets started, our target is 7.8 billion. That 40% of 7.8 billion is going to be shared with the users, and then 60% will go to the creators. So this is an empire that pays users back. It's not just a mere social network, it is an income social network. Income social network. You own your own future, and that future means what you have always created and what has made you to sustain yourself could now make you reap a great deal. So you get paid to create and engage with the content on your terms. So this is amazing. We're going to repeat it again. Weownomy to share 7.8 billion rand advertising revenue with creators, 60% and users 40%. It's very easy to understand the concept. The concept works around having all the users who are going to listen to one specific pilot radio station that is partnering with Weownomy, and those users pay just once what they've been paying to DSTV, once. And that is what is going to change and disrupt the advertising industry. It's already disrupted because that's what the giant media, social medias did. Google did that, Facebook did that, but we are now coming in to revolutionize it much more to make sure that this time the users also are able to earn that amount. So if the users will now be able to understand that every time I go to Pick and Pay, I am paid to shop in this supermarket, it's going to be wonderful. And how that happens, we could partner with those supermarkets and show them how profitable it can be for them to pay users for shopping. That's something. But we're starting first to deal with the radio station, which is accepted. We're going to write a good strategy, provide it to them, launch it, have two celebrities, have more creators who are shareholders who are interested, who have content and they want to participate, sign up contract with them, show them how they can be able to start earning on any different content that is around Weownomy, talking about the Weownomy chat, talking about the Weownomy web, and that's going to be something very unique. And once the people know about it, and once people see you're not just talking about Weownomy, but every time you talk about Weownomy, you're paid, that is going to be powerful. It will not only change the people who are participating and getting this content out, but it is going to make it much more believable so that people will come knowing that I really need to be part of this, and I can see what the whole concept is, so that once we have the interviews, every time you have an interview, you're paid. Every time you just engage anything about Weownomy, it is strategically positioning you to be paid. So that's the point here, okay? And that's very important. So with our in-house bidder, Weownomy advertising platform, we are able to pay users for listening on the Mzansi City FM with pilot of 2 celebrities. So we are going to position all of our shareholders, all of our users. And we tell you, if you are able to listen on these particular hours, the content of Weownomy, and we will be able to tag our campaign account, and it will tell us how long you've been there listening, and that's how much you're going to be paid. And that's going to be something very powerful. So if that could really create a clear understanding for people to understand what this concept of Weownomy is, it could change the whole advertisement industry in South Africa, in the whole continent. Wherever you are, you could start now to picture yourself and say, if a radio station can be successful, which other businesses do you think you can bring around Weownomy network of advertisement, and we can do the same thing for them? So we start with them, we start with the radio station, and then we can also go. So this is a revolutionary model. It enables users to earn advertisement revenue in addition with your share income, and you make money through listening to your own television. I mean, through watching your own television and listening to your own radio station. What a revolution. The money that you've been spending watching DSTV channels, now they are ready to start to pay you back. And that is possible because you have been spending, and there's a time now you should also start to earn. So we're not talking about Facebook alone. We're also talking of every daily business that has been offering you a service. Look them in the eye and tell them the day has come so that we also eat together, not a one-sided story. It should be a both-sided arrangement. So in this all important thing is we are using an income social network platform to very creatively build a solution that is going to make the world a better place. And that is very important and very critically. So if that is going to happen, every shareholder from today, disruptive as you are thinking, you should always remember you will never become rich if you're selfish. You are going to become better because someone else is becoming better because of your idea. And how it should be practically possible for that person to see that result of what you're doing. So that's how we can change and make the world a better place, by making sure that whatever you do has something that gets back to the community and because of your affiliation with Weownomy. So that's very clear. So we are launching a Weownomy advertisement of 7.8 billion platform. That is just a starting. No clicks, no problem for now, but you get paid for not only listening or watching. It will also enable advertisements to really change, to really become a revolutionary way that people get involved with your product. If your product enhances and provides people opportunity, I'm talking about musicians, I am talking about anyone who wants to do something big. Ask yourself, does it have an impact into the households that I am going to be able to provide a solution? And if it does, then it's going to be something powerful. The more you give, the more you get. And that's something very clearly. So you get paid to share your life. And how you share your life also should reward someone else that you want to engage with. You get me? So it's very, 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 very important that people understand that Weownomy stands for a clear, practical ownership of something very dear to all of us, and that is, how do we change our personal income lives without fighting one another, but making sure that we interact and make the world a better place, not simply by making slogans, but by every activity that we work together, every interaction. And if that works well, then the major problems that we have in our continent will just go away in a very few days, because there is a solution that allows you and I to sustainably earn until our dying day. So it's very important that we understand that you have been engaging with very much exciting about knowing, wow, if I have a subscription of 1,000 Rand and I'm being given away shares and I can be able to earn a certain income every month, I'll be excited. What about an advertising platform, a global advertising platform that pays you to engage with advertisements? Advertisements in form of interviews about Weownomy, in form of poems, in form of music, in form of any cultural, anything that you can come around and make. The sky's the limit. Whatever you want to do, let us see what we can do. We have a platform that can provide you to do that globally. We have now an advertising platform that can be able to compute and make sure that you are rewarded for every action that you do. And again, very important, even our global referral platform will be now positioned into the advertising platform. How do you do it? Like that lady, my patron who went to the radio station, that's how you get to monetize your activity as a global referral platform. So you know that, okay, I may not be like a big celebrity influencer, but I can reach out to communities, do presentations, do what, but I want, before I do anything, let me sign up with the advertising platform of Weownomy and let them know at this particular times and events, I'll be hitting the radio stations, I'll be doing that. I've just heard that there was a story in Lesedi FM. Just that could also be another radio station that could benefit from the relationship with the new advertising platform of Weownomy. That could be amazing, because how many people do listen there? How many people would like to listen to Lesedi? And I think many Lesotho listen to Lesedi FM. They can be paid for listening at Lesedi FM with that new partnership advertising platform of Weownomy. And that could also change the relationship with the radio station, relationship with the TV station. How many people could really be happy for the first time to watch Lesotho television, and you're paid to watch Lesotho television because of that relationship of an advertising platform of Weownomy putting up a new idea and telling Lesotho this time around, you've been paying so much to DSTV, which is a good business model, but our business model is saying, how come they pay you for watching Lesotho television? Would you like that? And then there is an arrangement to really prove to you that this can happen. How many Lesotho can tune on television because they're being paid? A lot of them. How much revenue will the Lesotho television receive? A lot. So there's quite a lot of waking up that we're doing here. So we're creating a lot of awareness here, but for your benefit as the user. And that's why it's very important that the Weownomy revolution is coming home to really make sure that you benefit. Anything that we do, you have to make sure that you benefit. And that's the most important way. And in a way which is very creative. And that's very important. So with that said, we are heading this week on Friday, the Weownomy share auction platform, whereby all the given away shares after your subscriptions are now going live, so that you guys can now get the benefit of what they call the share income. And the whole process will be demonstrated on Thursday before we have the one on Friday. So the representative issue manager will be the Weownomy Platform Corporation, doing that on your behalf. And auction notice, that means the auction notice will kind of like be out. It came out with one of my communication, my official letters, when I gave you that notice. And then also we will quickly finalize all the congratulatory letters which simply, we were supposed to provide them on the 18th. I do apologize for that, but because we wanted to make sure that the team which is working on the final auction process in France, they requested us to really wait, and probably by tomorrow we should be able to have those congratulatory letters for the Class B, specifically because we have finished whatever they really wanted us to complete. And then our IT team will be able to populate it. So we think the congratulatory letters should go through directly on the auction platform. And that's why the auction platform, I think, will be ready. We will have it quickly, and the database is working on the domain address. And so once that domain address comes out quickly, we should be able to do it. So it's working on it, I think, even today. And then the whole platform is ready. Then we will have an internal Skype between the database, our IT team, and also the team in France, where they will take through the database and the team to be able to really work through. And then on Thursday, we can then come live and show you shareholders. We'll also have the same Zoom arrangement where you can see everything live and see how the whole arrangement will work. And then on Friday, you'll be much more knowledgeable to know how you do all the process. Now, there is also a very interesting arrangement that will work, because as we're going to get a lot of people, we do anticipate to have a lot of people, especially after the auction goes live. What will happen, we are quickly going to see a group. So we will be doing the auctions quarterly. No, it will be every month, but the first quarterly month will be for the current numbers of shareholders that we have. So once we do the first auction starting on Friday, and then also we complete with Class C, then that number will now be the one which goes every month, and then the new one that comes in will have to wait for another quarter, so that we can be able to deal very satisfactory with the past numbers. So it's very important we do that. So we will have the first group, that it's you guys, I think all of you guys who are on, and then the second group is after the Class C shareholders come in, then we can have those quarterly groups. So we'll have this group that continues, and then another group that comes new will also be assigned another quarter, which continues like that, so that we can have an orderly way of doing this auction consistently to help everyone that comes through. So that's very, very important. The auction will also deal with the price and quantity. So every month there could be a slight change. There could be a huge change depending on how the whole process works. And so for the first year, there could be quite a number of huge change, because there's going to be the advertising platform is also going to bring in a lot of people. So there could be a huge number of people who come in. So we do expect the shares to really go a little bit high, from 72 to 140 to probably 400 to 500 Rand by December. So, but again, as we have told you, because the whole arrangement is, anchored around a subscription model, people still come in, but people will be credited at quite a number of value of shares. So no one will miss out. It will not affect anything, but again, it will not also shut out the increased value of what is happening with Weownomy, because right now the Facebook shares are over $300. So you don't expect a Weownomy revolutionary project to have shares still stuck into $5. So it may climb quickly to the highest of $50 to $100, probably in the range of 6 months to 7 or 8 months. So that's very important. So with that said, we will make sure that the whole process works out very satisfactorily. Remember, all the shareholders, this is a very new thing, but it has been working. There's been a process for auctioning shares. Google, actually, when they were doing the first listing, they considered working through with the auction. Why the auction? The auction is mainly the shareholders are the ones who control the price, depending on how the price goes up. So we're able to provide three different prices, but you always select the lowest so that you allow the price not to go as fast as possible. So it's different, like having it on a stock exchange where the prices are just controlled by the market, but this one is more controlled by the different sets of prices that are provided. Like now we're going to have 72 rand, 72.48. We can have 73 rand and then 75 rand, but we can tell the people who are buying to choose. So definitely they will with the auction shares, instead of choosing the highest for the auction shares, they will choose the lowest. So the lowest is 72.48, but we'll have three of them. So you to allow every time when the prices are increasing, we allow the shareholders, I mean, even the purchasers who want to purchase, I mean, especially the investors, to buy at the lowest, and so the lowest of the three quoted prices is what will happen. So we'll learn about that. That is the minimum price and the quantity. And so what happens is after your shares are after your shares that are auctions are cleared, then you have the opportunity to get the funds. And because we are partnering with a broker dealer, so normally it takes 2 to 3 days to make sure that your shares get cleared, and then your money goes through your local bank, or if your local bank, if you're giving us PayPal or any kind of arrangement. So we want to really build this. So this will be the process that will go across as the project grows. So it's very, very important that we do it right. Yeah. So this this slide is very important. I had it in one of our last presentations, but I thought it very important to really have it back. Is that the two special companies, AEX and Weownomy, are actually also very importantly involved in a new initiative that I was appointed in as a Pan-African Peace Accord. And I would like to probably show you something before we discuss that arrangement. Okay, just coming. Okay. So I was appointed on this body. I just wanted to show you something very important. So this is the Pan-African Peace Accord. As your World Peace Ambassador, our leader, who is very passionate about the peace arrangement, decided and gave us this idea that they are looking very keenly at the situation that is happening in the continent. How can we have sustainable ways to end the many different challenges, the wars in Africa, the suffering? And Weownomy and AEX are not only just for the betterment of the personal incomes of our shareholders, and also very important, Weownomy being an income social network platform globally, can also be able to get involved in a peaceful way to really make sure that the challenges that our brothers and sisters are facing in these countries, in South Sudan, in Sudan, in Chad, you can see the president of the Prime Minister of Sudan, the president of South Sudan, president of Chad and the president of the Central African Republic. So we part of the peace attaché. This is a very high, kind of like an opportunity that anyone would like to be. So being there, it's part of me and you to really see. So I am the chief ambassador of South Africa and the business attaché for the Pan-African. Sir Patrick Peugeot is the Director General of Europe, but is also working in the International Criminal Court. Abiy Ahmed is the honorary member and the Ethiopian politician who is the fourth Prime Minister of Ethiopia. We also have a lady who is one of the few women in the mining industry in Namibia. And also we have other very important founder members of this body. And so the role is very, very simple. They're trying to get the best of the best globally, especially in Africa, to see how we can be able to get important solutions, and those solutions are peaceful financing tools. So the word peaceful financing tools means how can you make the lives of those across the African continent better? I think the solutions, the ideas, and what we're providing in form of Weownomy and AEX are timely and very critical to really help our brothers and sisters across the African continent. So we have a lot of resources, gold, diamonds, and quite a lot of water. We have, a lot of agricultural land that is lying idle. And this is the time that we can be able to involve all different people, especially all Weownomy users, shareholders, all AEX, so that you also think more, think a little bit beyond just earning and having a good life, but also think what your impact could be across the African continent. So I'll be able to get quite a lot of initiatives that I can introduce to you. We have one in Lesotho, whereby we want to introduce the state-of-art technology, whereby we can be able to produce diamonds without mining. And that's one of the best things, and how we can also make sure that all the households in Lesotho can benefit from this opportunity, how we can also make sure that Lesotho can be able to earn foreign exchange. We're talking of over $3.8 billion. We had that in the press release, and so the more information is really provided there. We have a lot of different initiatives that can come through in what we're doing. So whatever we are doing, we should really make sure that that impact does not just stop from making you just have a better life, but it should also expand and make sure that it also helps the whole continent. So I thought that is critically important to also share with you, and make sure that it's great. So as we go through again with our presentation, it's very important to understand that there is a very easier way. If we can make it easier for our shareholders, starting by Friday and going through the 8th of July, to be successful with having a good lives and having their smiles. We've just seen that with most of the shareholders who have been through the pilot of both the Class B and Class C, and our networkers, how happy they are with what the Weownomy is doing. Now we're going through another phase of the pilot with the radio station. So we can have very important solutions that can deal with war and poverty, potential solutions that can really increase the betterment of our continent, and looking at the economic activities in every country and see what can really be assembled, and see what are the really challenges in those countries. Like the risk profile of business activities that we're talking about here is most of the business activities are not structured in the way that they integrate the needs of the consumers. there could be the need of the product, but now the revenue that comes back, because you can produce something, but the consumer does not have money to buy it. So we would like a situation whereby the consumer is able to buy at anything that he wants. At least he can have a good life. General happiness is very important. And also to understand the unique local knowledge and how that can also be linked in helping the communities. And for the first time, the Pan-African Peace Accord is also thinking about a peace bond, kind of like an arrangement that allows to ease up the tensions as people are going through those difficult times in different African countries. So that's a very interesting part that the Pan-African Peace Accord want to also have a memorable impact in the continent. And I'm very happy that when it's just started, I'm one of the members. And so we think we can be able to really accomplish a great deal. So I will involve you because they've told me you should be able to look for very creative people, look for investors and stuff. So you guys are going to get money, you're going to be very well. So I'll be calling you up and tell you, please, as you use your money wisely, there could be very important initiatives that will pay you greatly. Like in Chad, they have quite a number of resources, but they're looking for people that they can trust. And so if Weownomy and AEX is there, we could really make some wonderful deals. We make their lives better there. And again, we make also some good deals for projects there. In Sudan, there's vast amounts of gold. And that could also be a big opportunity for Weownomy and AEX in South Sudan. Yeah. And so as we start with these, 4 countries, South Sudan, Chad, Equatorial Guinea, and the rest, other countries will come under the umbrella of the Pan-African Peace Accord, and we could really make some, great impact there as well. So yeah, the sky is the limit, and yeah, definitely it has to start with you, get some betterment, and then after you get some betterment, you can now start to look out and see how you can reach out and change the African continent in a peaceful way. So that's very important, and we're very happy about it. So that finally, as we know, I've just taken you through the design templates, Weownomy chat, which will be available in September, but just to take you through what will be available. Weownomy Digital Bank will be linked with Weownomy chat. That's very good news because by August or early September, within September, the digital bank will be live. And so that's very important. Now that we have had the journey to welcome a lot of potential subscribers who are being given away shares, we are now introducing brands and corporations. We're starting with the radio station. And so we will have a lot of brands and corporations in order to build 500 million users on Weownomy chat as we head for the launch in November and May next year. And we never forget, Weownomy is going to have a social currency, and we would like to be one of the major people who participate on the listing in July. And that's going to be very important because we would like to swap most of the custodial certificates of AX shareholders into social currency, which can be converted into cash. And so it's we're launching one of the biggest platform on earth that will really greatly help our African people and the global community. So I think with that, we do come to the end of our presentation, and I will be happy to hear from you. Would like to ask any question, and thank you very much. I hope you guys are excited with what we are really having up here. And this week is going to be very much more exciting with what we have there. Nadel Tebeli, do you have anything to say?
Nade, Peter?
I've just completed, and I think we like to hear if we have questions, any clarity. But I think this is very important before the questions comes through, is for people to go back and listen and get to understand. They should really get to listen very carefully so that they can understand the whole what I've discussed and what is important. But again, I welcome all the questions.
Okay. There's one request here in the Debita. I've seen it a number of times.
Yeah.
People who would like to see you.
Go on to do
can you please enable your video if I've seen it a number of times on the chat.
I'm just in my night.
But then we can make it.
Yeah, so they want to see me. Okay. Now they can
Yeah.
see.
Yes, Nadia. I think people can start asking the questions. There are a number of questions on the chat here, whereby they said the other one is explain the difference between AEEX gold coin and the class B. Okay, let me also try to unmute the participants so that they can start asking the questions.
Okay.
Yes. I've just enabled people to unmute. So if you've got a question, you can unmute yourself.
Hello. Hello.
Evening.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good.
You're speaking from South Africa. CEO for a detailed presentation. It's very, very detailed, and it's very much exciting to hear of this opportunity. I believe that everyone who is in this Zoom meeting. My question that I need clarity on is in regards to the Class B group or shareholders. I understand that the auction is going to take place on the 25th of June. And you also highlighted that those that would be participating, if I'm not wrong, would be the 800 maximum shareholders that have participated on the Class B share scheme. So I wanted to find out, because already there are quite a number of those that have paid for the Class B, but their registration is not yet finalized. So what is then the cutoff date for them to qualify? Because I understand that you also indicated that there would be a Zoom preparation meeting on Thursday in preparation for the 25th. So I just want you to answer me on that if it is possible. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, can I talk?
Yes, yes.
Hi, how are you, Mr. CEO?
Good, how are you?
I'm wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
I recruited some people, okay?
Yes.
And the people I recruited had a question about the legitimacy of the business.
Yes.
Okay. Not all of them, but about the 2 people.
Yeah.
And one of them shared with me a letter from Lesotho from one of the banks that says, sorry?
Hello.
Sorry for the distraction.
one of the people there, hello?
Just continue.
Yes, please continue. There was an interruption, but it's
Okay. There was a Zoom link. Okay. There was
let me just try to.
Can the person please mute everybody and only the people that speak?
Okay, let me just mute.
Thank you.
Let me just mute everybody, and then I'll only allow. Let me just mute, and then. Yes, if you raise your hands, then I will. Yes, if you raise your hands. Okay. We will do it this way now to avoid the interruption. And Ate, who was talking, can you please just raise your hand, and then I will try to pick you up from this list, and then make a request to you to ask your question. But what I thought you were talking about was the public warning that was issued by the Central Bank of Lesotho with regard to the AEX it was around December last year. And if that was the question, I think we have responded to that a number of times, but for the sake of people who have not had the response from the company, I'll just maybe explain that in few lines to say, yes, the company initially had an idea to issue the bonds to the public, and then with that, we appoint a local broker-dealer, one of the companies in Lesotho here, which is called PKF. We have an agreement with them, and then the company tasked PKF to undertake the issue of the the bonds on behalf of the company, and then we actually have a contract with them, and we even paid them for the service. So actually, the public warning talked about the company soliciting and collecting funds under the pretense of the products called gold bond offering, of which it was very clear that the company was not issuing the bonds, but it was in the preparation to do that, and we appointed the broker-dealer who was mandated to actually implement that. So the public warning came out of nowhere, and yet the company has not issued any bond, but we had the broker-dealer who was assigned to do that. So that was, I don't know, we like I said in my presentation, there are times we respect the Central Bank of Lesotho and all other central banks in any countries, but that accusation came, actually it wasn't something that existed. We never issued bonds to anybody. That was something that was still being planned, and we followed the legal procedures to implement that. But even before it could see a light, then we got the public warning, and even today the bank has not reached out to us with regard to that public warning. So I think we have also issued a press release on that, trying to clear the company side from that. But I'm trying to unmute those people who raised their hands, because now if I allow everybody, then we have a lot of interference. Okay, can you please ask your question?
Good evening, sir.
You've unmuted everybody. Okay, my name is Clara.
Yes.
Thank you so much, CEO. This is a beautiful, interesting presentation. It's really giving some of us the hope. I think my question is simple. I bought a Class B. This was on the 15th. My account is active, but my certificate is not yet ready. And I want to upgrade as soon as we are finished here to Class B. So I want to know whether I should go ahead, regardless of whether I've received the certificate or not.
Okay, and I can answer that on behalf of the CEO. If you haven't received your certificate on Class C, but you have forwarded your payment detail, your proof of payment, and your names to our IT, we have appointed several people who are now working on that backlog of people who were not assigned their certificate. So if you want to update it, go ahead. I can assure you that. But also, when you upgrade, then you'll now have everything on the Class B dashboard, even including your Class C investment. Now, you can go ahead with the upgrade if that is done before the deadline. So, let me take another question from.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, can you please ask your question?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I'm Pedro from Botswana.
Yes, Ned.
Yes, I've really followed the presentation. I wanted to ask a question. I've bought a package of 10,000, but I registered under the link of Class C. I don't know how can it be corrected. Thank you.
Okay. Now that we separated the two platforms, you'll actually have to register under the AEX platform, the Class B platform. So I think from the Class C portal, there's a link to the AEX portal. So please do register on the AEX portal, and then we will approve your registration, and then you can now be able to access your member dashboard. So even your proof of payments, you will approve them, you will upload them on that dashboard, and then we can validate and then approve your account. So I think that one is answered. We can also take another question. Can you?
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. This is Rain in Canada. So I have a question. You know, there was a lot of information in the groups that the share price will go up on Friday, but from what I heard from the CEO, the Class B shares will be auctioned. After they are auctioned, I can no longer buy at 10 cents. So what I want to understand is about the Class C. So the Class C can continue buying at 10 cents until that day when the shares are auctioned? Is a question.
Okay. I think that rule that says once your first shares are auctioned, either you are a Class B or Class C, you will not be allowed to purchase them at 10 cents again. That opportunity will only be allowed for the new people, the incoming people. So whether you are in Class C or Class B, if your shares are auctioned and then you get your first share income, then it means you can no longer buy shares at 10 cents each. That opportunity will now be available for only the people who are joining the company who have not got that opportunity. So that is how it is structured. Also, we can take another hand.
Yes, hello, Nade.
Yes, Nade.
Yes, I'm just trying to get some clarity with regard to, I'm from Lesotho actually. So I'm just trying to get some clarity with regard to the payments, because some of the people in Lesotho, they have paid since May, and the expectation was that they were going to be paid or to get their payments by the end of June. But from some information that that one is gathered through the WhatsApp groups. It's like the payments will be in July for Class C shares. So Class C. So can you clarify that difference, please, for me? Thank you.
Okay, I think it has been explained in the presentation of the CEO that the auction for Class B, the way the order the auction will take place is that it will be the Class B people first, and after the the completion of the Class B, then it will follow. Then the Class C shareholders will follow. So that is why the estimate is around, the 6th towards 8th of July. That is when the Class C people are estimated to, to have their first share income. So it's just a matter of dealing with the Class B and then the Class C later. So I think that one has been answered, and it's just like that. Okay. Also, let's take another question. We have had a long meeting, but we'll accommodate more questions.
Okay. Okay. Oh. May I ask if I have a new person that I'm registering? They don't have an ID for identification documents. They only have a passport. Can I go ahead and use the passport for the identification?
Your network is not very good. I think you are breaking. But if I got your question, is the people you are registering do not have the ID number, but they are using the passports. So our system, just that I will follow up with my development team to see. I actually made a request that they enable, letters in terms of on the identity field there. But currently, you can simply take in the numbers. If the passport number is RC2122, you just take 2122, and then it can be the ID number that you can update later.
Thanks, Nat.
Hello.
Yes, Madam Sisi.
In South Africa. I just want to know about the changing of banking details. Can I be able to change my banking details? Because I registered with my personal banking account, but now I'm thinking of changing it to my business account. Is it possible?
Yes, ma'am. The system do allow you to update your banking details. You can simply log into your dashboard and then go under profile, and then under profile you click on details. Then it will be personal details, banking details. So under the banking details, there is a button called about edit banking details. So you can simply input a different banking details and then save. It will be updated. So it's possible. We have worked on that and tested it. It's working.
Okay, there was also an error in my husband's ID when he was registered, and then today where I edited that. But when I wanted to upload the proof of payment, it said he is not registered. But when I logged in, he is registered. Can I wait?
Yes, on that one.
I want just one.
Okay, the track certificate feature on the website. It takes the first ID that you input. If you update that, then you need to make us aware, because now we will have to map your new ID to other documents that you have applied in the system. So that one, just push it to support. They will help you to be able to track your certificate again. It's just a matter of now connecting the new ID number with your records. So we are aware of that, but we will try to make it automatic. In case you update your ID, it should also update it across all the tables in our database. But we are working on that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the last question is, can we have a PDF presentation format so that we can be able to go out and do presentations? Because we really want to run crazy with this opportunity. But because of a lot of information, and we don't want to go out and tell people distorted information, can we have a format that will allow us to preach the same gospel?
Yes, ma'am. I think on that, if I remember well, the CEO is working on. There will be a book that will be published, but I think what you are talking about is something like a brochure that we can compile. I will engage somebody to design some package for us, like the brochure that is summarize the whole presentation, the whole company, and then maybe we now issue that to our networkers so that when you go out there and make presentations, you are able to actually spread this company. We actually tell people one thing: when they met the first networker and the second networker, you are all presenting the company the same, to avoid the confusion that I've seen where people are interpreting things differently. So we on that on my response on my report that I will be issuing maybe tomorrow. I will touch base on that on our strategy to handle this increase in numbers. I'm actually working on the strategy of the company, how we will now accommodate the increased number of people who are into the platform. So,
thank you so much. The last question that I have is that
the last question we want to ask questions.
There was this information that we got that we need to introduce 30 people. Can we is it the maximum, or can we introduce more than 30?
The 30 was the minimum to qualify for the federal bonuses. So it's just that you can go beyond 30.
Okay.
And when you go beyond 30, that is now whereby all those who will be coming from 30 upwards, then you'll have the bonus that is. You have the bonus that is communicated. So it is important to keep the list of your people. Like I proposed that every networker should have a complete list of your people on a daily basis, maybe also. You report to us to say, I have now this many people. In that way, it helps us to quickly make sure that all the people you brought in, we are able to assign them certificates and make sure that we approve them in the system. So it's important to keep that list. Okay, let us give another.
Thank you.
Yes,
Hello.
please.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes,
Bufelo. Yes, I'm Bufelo in Botswana. I'm actually having 3 questions. The first question is about the Class B registrations. I didn't hear properly where we should register those, because we have prospects who want to register under that. But we can only see the Class C thing. I heard you say AEEX. I don't know where and how I arrive there. Please clarify that for us and make sure you avail that one so that we can be able to register our prospects. The second question would go is about the certificate thing. You said when the certificates are approved, we should send it to IT. Is that correct? Did I hear that correctly? The last question would be, my prospects want to upgrade. How should I go about it? They've already paid, but I don't know. Thank you.
Okay. On the first question of the platform where you can register for Class B. On the very same portal, the Weownomy member portal, when you are on the homepage, there is a link to Class B portal. Under there's a track certificate feature, there is Weownomy Global, and there is a Class B portal. So when you click on that Class B portal, then it will take you to the portal where now the Class B people are registering. So on the second question, Anna, you said you have the certificate where they are sent to. We provided an email, the email of office@weownomy.global, where we said you can be able to send your certificate after you download it. You send it to that email. On the other question about people who want to upgrade, if you want to upgrade, I think you still follow the same procedure as when you were buying the Class C. You'll make your payment for the Class B shares, and then you send us the proof of payment through the channels that we communicated. And then you register on the new platform. We will add you to the relevant groups, the Class B groups, and then you'll be guided as to now what to follow. The process, given the shareholder agreements on all that. So we also please note that we are having a deadline as communicated that we are to meet. Okay, let us take another question. Yes, Nadem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
I have a question regarding my account. I wanted to upgrade security, so I've been waiting for the two-factor authentication code ever since then. I'm unable to log in from now on. Can you please help me with that? The second one is regarding if the Weownomy Zoom meeting was on the Weownomy app chat, how would it end up benefiting all of us who have attended? Also, and the CEO who's making the presentation. The third one is regarding the auction. Amara and brothers who we helped to pay, but they know less about technology and attending such auctions. Will the company sell those shares automatically for them, or is it the must for an individual to get in and sell his or her own shares on the auction?
Okay. On the first question of being unable to access your account due to the two-factor code that is not sent to your email, we are aware of that. We realized after a number of complaints from people to say, I have actually enabled the two-factor code, but it's now it has taken some time now to reach my account. So the issue is being attended, and but what we will do now is to disable all the two-factor authentication in all the accounts. So right immediately after this meeting, we will disable the two-factor code until the email issue, the email configuration is resolved. So even on that, there are people who tried to reset their password on the Class portal and they have been failing. So that is also the problem that we are working on. There was some problems with the mail configuration. So we are working on that. We have our team that is working on that. It's just that they didn't report to me before the meeting, but I hope the issue is already resolved. Now, Anna, the second question was okay. Okay. Anna,
this meeting was,
hello?
Hello? Yeah,
yes,
if
Nade.
this meeting was in the Weownomy app chat,
okay.
Suppose the Weownomy app chat was launched and now we held such a meeting. Since it pays users for using it, how about us who have attended the meeting just for listening? How would it end up benefiting us?
Okay, I think we should, the Weownomy chart is not the, well, it's not a meeting app, if I may understand that. We're able to hold a meeting on the chat, on the Weownomy chat. It's just that the CEO has taken us through all the features that the system will have. And also on the issue of being paid to using the platform, we have on the presentation of the CEO, there's a lot of artificial intelligence that will be managing those rewards, both in the Weownomy social media and in the Weownomy chat. There is there's some artificial intelligence that will be handling that to say some of the actions will be rewarded, while others maybe will just go, at it. So the issue of being paid comes into play when you are now in the system. But for now, I don't think we can use it to hold the meetings and then now maybe pay the people who are listening. But later, when maybe we have our own meeting app, then the issue of being paid for using that, since it's our model, can also come into place. Okay.
Yeah, the other question was about the people who won't be able to attend the auction. Will the company sell?
Okay. That one on the auction. I think it was also clearly explained that you don't go into the platform and sell your shares. The company does that. What you only do is you log into your dashboard and then you can be able to say, okay, you'll be able to see when your shares are cleared, and then you can also know that now that they are cleared, then I'll be having my money. So you don't go there and then say I'm selling this number of shares. The company will do that. We will auction. That is why we are taking 160 times 12 for people who came with 1,000, and 840 times 12 for people who invested 10,000, and then that will be auctioned. So yeah, let me just go through the charts here. There's a lot of questions here. On the issue of the certificates, we are aware of the backlog that that many people have not received their certificates, but we have assigned the team that is working on that, and I realized that they have covered quite a lot of people. So if maybe you have your certificate, you have registered, you have sent us the proof of payment, but your certificate is still not showing, please allow us maybe until Friday when we are done with the Class B people, then we'll be going full force for the Class C to make sure that all the people who were not assigned the certificate will actually get that. We'll have more hands that will be working on pushing that. Okay, let me just so there's a lot of questions here. Okay. Okay, let me just see through. Oh, this one is very long. My questions is in regard to social responsibility towards communities that cannot yet come to business side of the project yet. My screen here is not okay. Let me just can we have somebody who we have another question, and I try to retrieve the ones from the chat here. Otherwise.
Okay, can I come in, sir?
Yes, Nadia, please come in.
Thank you so much. I'm new in the in your Zoom today. I just got the information yesterday, registered for 1,000 and now felt the concept was good, added another 9,000 for 10,000. I hope I will be part of the new group going forward. I wanted to check whether one is allowed to have multiple accounts. That's question number one. Question number two, it's what I've just heard that your cutoff is on the 25th, I think. Whilst we have just come in, will we be part of those that are part of the process going forward, even if we have come this late? Thank you so much.
Yes, Nade. On the first question of having multiple accounts, the system, the way it is structured, you can only have one account, but you can multiply your investment. If, say, you are a Class C shareholder and you invested 1,000, and then now you want to bring in another 1,000, then you make it 2,000. We will simply upgrade your shares to now from 10,000 to 20,000, but you will not be having separate accounts. Okay, on the second question of being part of the people who we are saying the deadline is on the 25th. For as long as you registered or paid before the deadline of the 25th, then you'll definitely be part of that team. So you'll just have to be added to the relevant groups and then be also register on the Class B portal, so that when we now pull the report that will be sent, the final list that will be sent to Seychelles, then you also part of that report. So for as long as at the time when we send the report, you are part of that report, then you are definitely in that group.
Much appreciated, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. The other question from the chat. Let me just take this one, Mary. It's saying if I'm waiting for my first payment of Class C, will I be able to purchase Class B with the same 10 cents after I receive my first payment? I remember, if I remember correctly, this one, if you upgrade from Class B, from Class C to Class C, then you can still buy it for the same amount. But after getting your Class B, share income, then you can no longer buy at 10 cents again. So that is the response. You can go ahead, Marine. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I just wanted to find out, there was a number of 800 when it comes to Class B shareholders. Has the number 800 been reached? Are people still? How do you guys control that? Can more people still sign in with those 10,000 Rand Class B shares?
Yes, but there's still a room. It's just that when you log into your member dashboard, you realize that the number has exceeded the 800 mark. And I explained that it's just that many of our people, maybe they didn't understand at first that Class C shareholders, so they registered under Class B portal. So now they pushed the number higher than the actual figure. So when I checked in my reports from the other system where we are tracking the Class B shareholders, we still have a room for around 50 to 70 people before we reach the 800 mark.
So is there is there a way maybe where we can be updated in the groups as to say how many people are already there so that people will not sign when the 800 number has been completed?
Has been completed. By first day, we were planning to issue the first list of all the people who are registered in the system for them to confirm the availability of their name. So in that way, it will give people an idea of how far we have gone. So just that now there were a lot of people who were coming in, and we were working on assisting them to make sure that they are able to register, activate their accounts, locate them shares and all that. But I think starting maybe from tomorrow, we can issue just a statement to say we now have so many people. I will confirm that again from our system, and then so that people can know that okay, we have so many places for people who are willing to come into the Class B's category. So we will do that. No worries.
All right, thank you very much. And just the last one. How much longer should people wait to know that they are confirmed? Because there are people that have registered with 10,000 accounts that have still not been verified, and it's over 48 hours now.
We provided another dedicated number for resolving those people who waited beyond the 48 hours. But I have a team of about 3 technicians who are working on that backlog to make sure that those people who registered and exceeded the 48 hours period are activated. So I think they have done a great job on that. And by tomorrow, I actually instructed them that I want everybody who registered we should have them active, all of them. So by tomorrow, everybody should be who registered should be active on the system. So if you can check tomorrow, maybe by lunch, that should be done. Not only the people who will be registering from then, but then those who registered will make sure that by tomorrow, if we have confirmed that you are a Class B shareholder, then your account will be activated.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. We can have another question. See, we are now heading to midnight. Okay, Mary. Okay, there is another question here that says, if I uploaded my proof of payment to Class C portal, whereas I bought the Class B, won't it affect me when I have to upload it again for the Class B? I think this one, it won't affect you for as long as when you go into the Class B, then you still have the same proof of payment, still acceptable. I think we should call off our meeting. It has taken a very long time. I know we are all now tired, and I want to thank each and every one of you who joined us in our today's presentation, and also I'm trying to scan through the chats here to see the questions that are coming in. I'm also aware that we have questions from the YouTube channel. Okay. If there are no more questions, let me please close our meeting here, and then if you have any queries, please do be patient with us. Like I said, we are trying our best to recruit more people, to have more hands that will be working on the project to fast track some of the activities that took a long time to to, or those processes that many people waited longer than the 48 hours SLA that we provided. So I will issue the IT letter whereby we will be proposing the strategy to handle the increasing number of people that are coming in from all over the countries like Botswana, like Zimbabwe, Swaziland, and other countries. So we actually developing that strategy quickly to make sure that we address all the challenges that you are facing, and also making sure that everybody is attended immediately. Not immediately, but when you have questions, you don't have to wait for a very long time. There is a question before I close that says, why did we decide to set the deadline for the 25th when other people are getting paid on the 30th? The request that pushed us to set the deadline there was from the stock exchange. They actually wanted the full list as soon as possible. So we requested them that, okay, please allow us until the 25th to make sure that we assist our people who are registering, because we were aware that many people actually bought the Class B shares but did not register. So we had to make sure that we do all we can to make sure that everybody is registered, so that we can have them in a single report. So that is why the deadline was set there. Okay, I can say that we also have a representative from Nigeria. We appreciate your presence in here. And I think we should now close our meeting. It has taken a very long time, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I would like to ask. I first registered under Class C shares, then I upgraded to Class B shares. But when registering for Class B shares, I used a different email from the one I used for Class C shares. How will that affect me?
I don't think that will the only problem came when you use the same email for two different people on the same platform. That one it will give you problems. But if you used a different email on different platforms, then it won't give you any problem.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Can you please look at, when you look at my question on the chat, is good for me as well if you can respond to me via WhatsApp. I don't have a problem with that.
Hello.
It's okay.
Yes, just that there are lots and lots of
yes.
The comments here.
I realize it might be a little bit out of the main discussion, which speaks of maybe the challenges that people can be facing. Yeah, I just thought that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm comfortable with that. I don't have a problem.
Okay, we also appreciate the representative of
Ask a question.
we have we have the radio presentation, the representative here. Mzansi to, is it Mzansi to Joburg? Let me just, Mzansi, Joburg City FM. We acknowledge your presence also. Yes, Nati, can you ask a question?
My question is, hello?
Hello.
Yes, Nati,
Hello.
Let's go where I know everything in here talks.
My question is, if I have 25 referrals, not 30 referrals, does it mean I don't qualify for it?
You have 25.
I have 25 referrals, not 30.
I think that one was also answered, that the minimum requirement is 30 referrals, and when you hit 30, then you get the bonus. And then for any for people you will be recruiting after 30, it is then that you will now be getting $200 for each of the surplus people that will be coming in under your team. So that one, I think it is a minimum requirement that is set.
So that minimum requirement, can we still continue until before November?
I didn't get the question.
Can we still continue recruiting to get to that minimum 30 before November of the launch?
Brother, just keep on recruiting. You're wasting your time for other people to ask questions.
Again, yes, you can.
But just to ask a simple question. They've answered that question a long time ago.
Please, I didn't get the answer I'm asking.
Okay, in that episode, yes, that you can still continue that to recruit your people, and then when you have hit the target, you'll still be recognized for the reward and also the benefit that has been given.
Yes, Nadeta, thank you very much for the opportunity. I have my first question would be, I heard that it's like people still have to send the copy of their certificate. I thought maybe that was before we had them uploaded in our dashboards. Now that they are available in our dashboards, do we still have to download them and send? That is the first question. The other one would be like, I just wanted to know if I have somebody from like Botswana, maybe, for example, and then where do they pay their proof of their for their packages? Because I just heard that maybe they use PayPal, but that I didn't have the details of the account, the PayPal account that they should use to pay for the packages. And like, for instance, how much would it be for a person who is in Botswana? Do they pay like $1,000 or something which is equivalent to 1,000 rand?
Okay, yes, we do have. Okay, on the first question was the need to resend the certificates, now that after people have downloaded them. In that one, yes, it is still important that you send a copy, because sometimes we will assume that somebody got the certificate only to find that they didn't actually get the copy. So it is still important that after downloading your certificate, we can send us the copy. It is true that we do have that copies. We can download them. We can download from the admin, but it was the requirement. Maybe we can revise it later, but as it stands, you still send us the proof of payment or the certificate. On the question of people from Botswana and maybe the other countries like Nigeria and so we also have people from Namibia. Yes, we have PayPal and the merchant account with PayPal where people can make the payment, and when they are paying, we also have people here from Canada also they are paying in dollars. So when you pay in dollars, then we have those packages that you will not be paying. If maybe let's take somebody from Botswana, Pula to South African rand is around is 1 to 130 or so. So then it means when you are paying in Pula, you'll be paying a different amount. You'll not be paying 1,000 Pula, which will be around 1.3 when we take it to the South African rand. So that conversion is done, because even if somebody is paying in dollars, they don't pay $1,000. They're actually paying around 100 or 95. It depends on the value of the dollar at a time when you process. Okay.
Okay, so can we be provided with a merchant account? I think I don't have it.
On the Weownomy site, when you go to the FAQs, and then under FAQs, you go to how to become a shareholder. There is number 5 option there for international payments. We embedded the link to the merchant account. So, but we'll also share it in the groups. Many people are using that merchant account to make their payments when they are paying from those other countries. So it is still there, but we'll also share it in the groups.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Hello,
Ndebele. My
What's
question.
on, ma'am?
Hello,
Hello?
Ndebele.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
My question is, if bought
There is some interference from your.
Can I go ahead and ask the question?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Ndebele, my question is, if maybe I've bought the class C, now I want to upgrade to how much? 10,000.
You are not clear. There was a cut. I couldn't get the question clearly.
Just I get 9,000. Can I just repeat it? Do you hear me?
No.
I cannot hear the questions.
Oh, okay. I'm saying if I have class C, then I want to upgrade to class B. How much am I supposed to pay? Am I supposed to pay 10,000? Or am I supposed to pay 9,000? That's my question. Number one. Number two, maybe now I have the class B.
There is now a lot of noise that is coming from behind. So let me just respond to the first question where you said if you are a Class C shareholder and you want to upgrade to Class B, then should you pay the 10,000 or pay 9,000? Hey, there's now a lot of noise. I don't know if you can hear me, but
Unmute. Can you just continue? I'm listening.
Okay. So what I was saying is, if you are a Class C shareholder and you upgrade to Class B, actually you are supposed to pay 10,000. You are supposed to pay the 10,000 for the Class B, and then you'll be having B and C. But if you want to do away with your C and then go only with the class B, I think it can still be allowed that you pay the 9,000 and then we do away with your class C account. But what is common is people are paying the 10,000 and then they have both B and C. So they are, it isn't very common for people to say, I'm now just increasing with 9,000 to be class C, but then it's still allowed.
Okay, my last question.
I think I'll be